Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Good morning, brothers, and the occasional sister joining us today out on the water. Well, I thought I'd switch the phone on while I was fishing here, just to shoot the shit with you. See how you're getting on, see how your day's going, and tell you that mine's going pretty chill. I come down here about an hour ago, did a photo shoot with a lovely young lady called Tess. They're doing some article on me for the Nelson magazine. It's all pretty boring stuff, really. I mean, talking about yourself, isn't it? I don't know why they really want to, but they do. So I come down here and did that, and did a bit of a pose, you know, paddling out in the kayak and all that stuff, and that was cool. She was really nice to meet, actually. And I'd already planned on doing a fish this morning because I got most of my jobs done, and I thought, well, I actually have enough fish because I went fishing yesterday and I got 6. Cooked a feed up on the beach, and but I wanted to get back out again this morning because they're in the bay right now, but I'm not out very far. I'm only that far out. I should be out probably another 3k, but I do have to be back in by 10 because I've got a bloke coming around helping me working on the houseboat. We're putting new strakes on it, so I'm only out here for an hour, so I thought, well, I better not go too far, otherwise I know what's going to happen. I'll start changing lots of fish and then I won't come back in. Anyway, how you going, brothers? How's life treating you? Good to have a live the other day and meet a few of you live, and I'm going to do that again. And I just wanted to say thank you for everybody that's taken the time to comment on this channel and put your 2 cents worth in. Whether it's been negative or positive, I've probably had 99% positive, but the negative comments are welcome too. Everything's welcome. The Brocheck Club it's a club. I mean, we're using YouTube as a platform to reach each other, but it is a club. And if you're a subscriber, you belong to the club, and then you're a brother. And it doesn't matter where you're from, what you've done, who you are. No one's here to judge. No one's here to shame. We're just here to shoot the shit. Men talking about men stuff, and anything at all that comes to mind. We're trying to establish ourselves as men in a world today that's becoming very unmanly. Male, toxic masculinity? It's something which, it's a word I never heard of when I was a kid, and thank God for that. Anyway, if you've got anything that you want to get off your chest, stick it in the comment section below. Don't care what it is, say what you like. Right now I'm doing slow jig fishing, that's why my hand's going up and down. I've got a Falcor on the end. Actually no, I've got a drifter. I'll show you what I'm fishing with. I've got this box at the Mega Store. It's a toolbox, but it's really good for all your lures and stuff. Okay, these here are what we're using on Kahawai. This is actually from Australia. It's a pilchard. They're quite good, although I don't use them that much. They're more used in Australia. What I'm using is a junkie jig. That's a Falcor there. These are a bit chipped, some of these are, but today I'm fishing with one of those, although I think it's a orange one. It's a drifter, and that's the old junkie jig. Oh no, it's something else. It's something else someone's given me, not sure what that is. These are really good, for getting your bait fish, your old sabiki rigs. They're the skirts that we use. They've got these chemically sharpened hooks. I'll see if I can find those for you. These hooks here, really sharp. And they're tied on with that really strong piece of string. It's the Kraken, that one there. My favourite one is the Falcor, that one there. Or this one, that's my favourite one for fishing. We've got a few other ones here as well. So that's my gear. Then we've got some really big boys if you're going into deep water. That's a Kraken as well. It's freaky, isn't it? It's like a big eye. And again, a big, massive Falcor. And the idea is it represents a fish, so you catch predatory fish. You have a lot of advantages to fishing like this. The big advantage would be that it's so stealth. The harmonics here are just virtually zero. That means I'm not making any noise on the boat. It's almost like a set line. You guys that fish with set lines will know the difference. You catch a shitload of fish on a set line, more than you do with a rod, and that's because there's no interference at all. The set line's down, the bait's down, the snapper comes along and takes it, and he's not making much noise. His mate sees him there all hooked up and thinks, what's going over here? Finds another bait beside him, he gets hooked up, and before you know it, you've got 10 snapper on your set line. It's not like 3 guys in a tin boat all banging around drinking beers and stomping their feet. Even in a plastic or wooden boat there's a certain amount of noise that goes on, but tin boats are particularly bad in shallow water. So if you're fishing in say 10 metres or less, today I'm in about 5 metres, very shallow here, still can catch fish, but you just decrease your chances so much in a tin boat. So on this here, of course, we've got a 360 degrees. I can go right to the stern, look right around over my shoulder at the back of the boat, and I can go right to the front, and I can go on the other side as well, going right around if I choose to. We've also got the thing which is really, really good. In an age today where so many of our jobs are sitting in trucks, sitting in cars, sitting at our bloody office, sitting on our arse all the time, we've now got this thing where suddenly you're out there having to use your body to get there. It's like cycling, isn't it? You've got to use your legs or use your upper body. You're mostly using your core. So there's an exercise workout for you, and it's great. Get out in the water, and it also gives a bloke a purpose, because you're going to catch most of your fish before the sun comes up. This morning we're a bit late, the sun's already up, as you can see. That's because we were doing a photo shoot on the beach, but normally I'd be out before the sun comes up. And your best hours of fishing are just before the sun comes up, half an hour before, and as it's coming up, and also as the sun's setting in half an hour after it's set. And then you've got all the other things that also create whether you're going to catch fish or not. Having said that, yesterday I caught fish in the middle of the day, I think. So there's a Maori fishing calendar which I think is really good. I use that quite often. I also use my own senses while just looking at sea and looking at what's going on the top of the water. Topical information is really, really important if you're a kayak fisherman, because you're relying on that. I've got a fish finder on this, I never use it. I'm looking at if there's any seals out there feeding. I'm looking at predominantly for bird life, but also what sort of bird life it is. Is it the terns that are catching the kahawai, or is it gannets that are diving for small fish being driven to the surface by larger fish? Or is it just fish on the top of the water working, boil-ups? Generally the birds will see that before you see it, but those are the things I'm looking for, and I'll get out there. I'm in a really different place this morning. I'm in a place where I've never fished this shallow, but time's a factor today, and also wanted to just try doing some shallow water fishing. So I mix it up a little bit, because I'm gathering information all the time as I'm fishing. If I get a good fish today, or say I catch John Dory in here, or Gurnard or something different, I go, okay, so in shallow I know that's fishing like that right now. And it changes too, but for each season I try a lot of different stuff. I don't just keep on going to the same place doing the same old thing. Even though I may not be as productive fishing here today, I can afford that luxury of testing out different places and finding different things. Local information is everything, so if you're going somewhere new you've never been, talk to the locals, they'll know. Those cliffs over there, that's Makita Main over there at the bottom, and there's houses on the top. And that's Ruby Bay over there. And that's Rabbit Island over there. There's actually pigs on Rabbit Island. And we're going sort of straight to the sun there, so you can't really see, but that's where Nelson is over there. And straight up where my rod's pointing behind there is Richmond. It's a town I grew up in. I've got some burley on my anchor line. It's about 2 metres below the surface. Not that deep because we're in shallow water. And I've got no bait at all. I'm just jig fishing today, and I'm hopeful to catch a snapper because I caught plenty of kahawai yesterday. Not that I'm a big I'd actually prefer to eat kahawai, to tell you guys the truth, as far as fish goes for eating. Most people go, really? Yep, snapper's alright. Mostly because I want to give it to somebody. I want to give somebody a snapper, someone who likes snapper, so I'm fishing for someone else. And that's the joy of fishing too, is you've got something to give to people that you love. There's a lot of reasons why you should fish. I'm going to go through just some of the basic reasons I think it's good to fish. Fishing teaches you patience. Fishing is a meditation because you're just waiting and you're not thinking about anything else other than what you're doing. At least you shouldn't be. You should be just like being at one with the water and your boat and your rod, and just enjoying that nice tranquility of being out on the water. You're not taking all your troubles out to sea. You're just out here breathing in that beautiful fresh air and enjoying being in nature on the water. So that's a good reason to go fishing. Fishing provides you with a really healthy food. It's not farmed fish that's fed on pellets. It's fish, and if you're going to eat a lot of fish, then you want to eat the stuff that has a short life, like kahawai, the stuff that, or skipjack tuna, they have a short life. You catch a big old snapper, you don't want to eat him. He's spent years and years accumulating a lot of heavy metals and toxins and plastics that are in the ocean, and that's just a fact. They're filtering a lot of stuff. So if you're going to eat a fish, eat a young small fish, and you're going to get your high omega-3, your EPA and your DHA. Really, really good for your brain. That's another reason to fish. Another reason to fish is it's just bloody exciting. It's fun. When you hook up on a big beast and you're out there and you've got something really massive, that can be a buzz, or any fish. Just getting that suddenly that hit, that tug, tug, tug. That's the reason to fish. I can't really think of much else. Probably the only other thing that I find more exciting than getting a big fish is out when my dogs catch a big boar or a pig. That's actually more exciting to me, but this is up there. And the other thing too is that you, just like hunting, you don't necessarily going to catch something, so you go out there and some days you might get nothing. That's pretty rare to get nothing here for me, but it happens. And so it teaches you that you don't win every time. In a world where we're always getting instant gratification, it teaches you that you just have to be patient and you don't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. You know, Mick Jagger's I saw a video of him, he's 80 now. I saw a video of him a year ago at 79 on stage, and holy shit, man. He's definitely keeping the old man out, and he's rocking it. Although I predominantly fish alone, although I do have a second kayak for patrons that I take out fishing with me, but predominantly I fish alone, and that's how I like it. But fishing is also very social. It's something you can do with a bunch of mates. You can throw 3 or 4 kayaks in the water and go out, or you can go out in a boat together. So it's also a good reason to meet up with other men and do something with like-minded people, and it's fun. You all get in a boat together and you'll meet people maybe that you've never met before and do things you've never done if you go fishing with a bunch of people. So if you don't own a boat, don't worry about that. I don't own a boat. Well, I've got a homemade one that's crap, that's not fit for purpose. I've got a kayak, but there's always someone that's got a boat. Just pitch in with the fuel and help them clean everything, and way better to use a mate's boat than use your own boat, because boats cost a lot of money and a lot of work, and also you've got to about have the money to buy one, and a decent boat costs a lot of money. So you're going to know someone who's got a boat somewhere, and you don't need much. I mean, I've got an inflatable with a little 6 horsepower, and I've also got a tinny. You can catch heaps of fish in a tinny. You can catch heaps of fish in a kayak. You don't need a big flash boat. I've parked up behind big flash boats and caught my quota, and they've caught nothing because they're making so much noise. That's happened more than once out here. Another reason for a man to fish, if you don't fish, these are sort of obvious things, but one day you might have children, you might have a son, and it's a great thing for a father to do with his son is take him fishing. It's a great thing for a granddad to do with his son, take him fishing. It's a great thing for an uncle. It's a great thing for a mate to do, to take a young fella fishing. I've taken a lot of young fellas fishing over the years in my old homemade punt. A lot of guys have learnt to fish in my homemade boat, and I've passed on the knowledge of fishing, and that's a great thing to do. So if you don't fish and you want to start fishing, there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to do it. And the main thing is get a rod, get out there and just start learning, start doing it. That's a good reason to fish. You know, share something with someone you love fishing. I haven't generally over the years ever taken my girlfriends that I've had through my life fishing, although some guys do. But I think if you've got a really good partner that enjoys it, that would be fun too. Mostly I've done it with other men fishing. I've had a couple along the journey of this life of different women that have been in my life, which hasn't been that many, but yeah, my previous partner loved fish, and I still drop fish off her. I'll drop some off today. She loves fish because she's Japanese and that's their culture, but she got seasick, so she couldn't come fishing with me, which is a shame because she actually would have enjoyed it because she loves the fish, but she got seasick, so that put a damper on that. But there's another reason you could get into fishing if you're not into it. One of the things that blows my mind about out here is there's nobody out here. It's like this resource is here, and I guess most people are at work this morning now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, or going to work, but there's not one kayak out here, and you would think that people that don't have jobs or are unemployed, that it's pretty cheap to buy a kayak, and there are fish out here. Having said that, I haven't caught a fish yet. I think my shallow fishing is not going to work out very good, because normally I would have had a strike by now. There's just nothing taking me. Still nothing ventured, nothing gained. I had no hits at all. Nothing on the junkie jig. And the burley should be starting to work by now. It's been down for half an hour. So it should be bringing some fish in. That's okay. I'm just happy to be out here. It's bloody awesome to be out here. Love it. Didn't have any breakfast this morning, so I've got that little hungry tummy that always makes you want to catch more fish. I always like to fish and hunt on an empty belly. Makes my prey drive higher. Don't know why that is, but it's just a way for me. Makes me try a bit harder. That's one of my tricks. Anyway, if you can think of any other reasons why you should get into fishing, comment below. There probably are some other reasons. I've just outlined a few off the top of my head without giving it much thought. Anyway, brothers, I'm going to finish this video. Keep on fishing, and in the next video I'll let you know how I got on. So far it's not looking too flash, but they can all change in a heartbeat with fishing, as you well know. It can go like this to a frenzy in half an hour. Fish can just hit you and then it can die again. Have a blessed day. Check on a brother, check on yourself, and check on all the reasons why you could actually start fishing. And maybe if you're not into fishing, get out and do some fishing. And if you haven't been fishing for a while and you sort of haven't been motivated, motivate yourself to get out and fish, because you'll enjoy it. It's good for the soul. There's one, there's another. Fishing's good for the soul. That's another reason to fish. It is good for the soul. Good for my soul anyway. Might be good for your soul too. Well, you might have had a wee hit just then. Or it could have been the slider going to the end. Don't know. Gonna come back again? Might have been telling myself a tall story. Might have been just a slider. Go steady. See you later. Well, a fishing life is a mighty fine life, away from trouble and away from strife. A fishing life's a mighty fine life for me. Well, I don't need things that shine like gold, just good memories for when I'm old. Well, a hunting life is a mighty fine life, away from trouble and away from strife. A hunting life is a mighty fine life for me. Yeah, hunting life is a mighty fine life, up on the hill with your dog and knife. A hunting life is a mighty fine life for me. Well, I don't need things that shine like gold, just good memories for when I'm old. Come on, fishy. Who'll catch the fishy in the little dishy? Who'll catch the fishy when the boat comes in? Come on, mate. See you guys.